This is the BMW 320d and it has been the favorite choice in its segment. When we last compared it to the Audi A4 and the soon-to-be replaced C-Class, it won quite convincingly. But now there's a new kid on the block. Meet the Volvo S60. Now the Volvo S60 has been around for a while. Now with host of updates, it's back into contention. But it's not only the updates which is going for it. It's also the price, which is a massive 3 lakhs cheaper than the BMW 3 Series. Now we are going to drive and find out if it can take on the BMW's might. Let's start things off with the looks. And since the Volvo is the new car here, let's look at it first. The basic design of the S60 remains unchanged, but there's a newfound maturity to its face. The headlights are larger and set alongside a wider and a more pronounced grille. Other changes include a newly sculpted front bumper, deeper ridges on the bonnet, and classy matte black finish wheels. Volvo hasn't tinkered with the S60's striking boomerang-like taillights, so you just can't confuse it with anything else other than a Volvo. The BMW is quite a looker too, especially in the striking red color. The headlights and kidney grille are stretched, spread out and pasted across the nose. The bonnet is muscular and with two bold lines running across the flanks, and the 3 Series looks athletic even when standing still. Like the exteriors of the Volvo, there are some subtle changes to the insides too. You get a new TFT display in place of an analog speedo. Depending on your mood, you could select from performance, elegance or economy themes, which changes the background colors and position of the elements within the readout. The setup may sound gimmicky, but it's fun to have the tacho take pride of the place on the console. Display apart, there are no other changes in the cabin and you still get Volvo's signature floating center console, smart dashboard and those sofa-like front seats. But it's not all hunky-dory inside here. The center console, for instance, is too busy looking with way too many buttons, and Volvo could have given the S60 a more modern interface to access the infotainment settings. The 3 Series' cabin, on the other hand, looks much more modern and upmarket, and the driver-focused dash adds to its sporty personality. A big iDrive display sits above the center console and is much more easy to use than the old school system on the Volvo. Coming to the engines, both the Beamer and the Volvo use a 2-liter diesel motors. But where the S60's engine produces 161 bhp, the BMW's 4-cylinder motor produces 20 horses more, and this shows in the way they drive. Like the BMW, the Volvo is also powered by a 2-liter diesel engine. But it has 5 cylinders and the power delivery is extremely smooth and linear, and it is more refined too. But the gearbox feels slightly lethargic and it lacks the urgency of the BMW. The Volvo is quick enough and its time of 9.8 seconds to 100 is respectable. But when you pay more than 30 lakhs for a luxury saloon, you expect more performance. And that's where the 3 Series delivers in spades. The 3 Series not only feels quick, but its time of 7.8 seconds to 100 proves that. It's a massive 2 seconds quicker than the Volvo and it has a higher top speed too. Two cars then that are similar on spec but very different in character, and that continues when you find a few corners. Now the biggest question is, does the 320d feel like a proper BMW through the corners? And the simple answer is yes. The BMW just begs you to drive harder and faster, and if you own one, chances are you will soon be hunting for roads like these. Even though the steering wheel lacks a bit of feel through the corners, it's quite direct and there's loads of grip, and the way this car darts from corner to corner, it feels quite special. Where the 3 Series feels willing and sporty, the Volvo is altogether more sedate. Even though the handling is quite safe and predictable in the Volvo, it's not that involving to drive. The nose feels heavy when you turn into a corner, and there's a lot of torque steer as this is a front wheel drive car. While these cars should be fun around corners, in India they are expected also to offer a comfortable ride. And after driving them back to back through various terrain, we came away a bit surprised. In the past, BMW have always had stiff suspension setups in their cars, but the 320d is an exception. It rides well over most surfaces and it has a very plush ride. In fact, it rides slightly better than the Volvo S60 too. Surprisingly, the Volvo is slightly more stiffly sprung than the 320d. So you feel more of the road in this car, but it's never uncomfortable, but yet there's a little bit of road noise seeping in the car. The same story goes when you sit in the rear seat too. The Volvo's rear seat is very well contoured and comfortable, but the combination of the low seat height, large front seats and the high window line makes you feel a tad claustrophobic. Apart from being a very good driver's car, the BMW can double up as a very good chauffeur-driven car too. There's loads of space in the back, the ride is nice, there's good headroom and you sit at a good height. With most customers expected to use the rear seats, this is an important aspect where the BMW has come out on top. With the updates, the Volvo S60 has come that much closer to the BMW 3 Series. We love the solidity and the sense of security it offers, but it's just not enough. Even though the BMW is much more expensive than the Volvo, it makes up for that with a more eager engine, a plusher ride, more comfort and more driver involvement. The BMW 3 Series is still our choice.